Today we are taking a look at Uzumaki Naruto from Naruto. This is the Grandista figure by Banpresto. Naruto is a ninja action series that follows a young shinobi from the Hidden Leaf as the story expands from personal rivalry and village-level conflict into battles that affect the future of the entire ninja world. Within that story, Naruto begins as a boy treated as an outsider in his own village and grows into the person others rally around in its most important conflicts. Today's highlights for this figure are the detailed forehead protector and kunai accessories, the inclusion of fukasaku on the shoulder, and the battle-ready pose. The small combat accessories add a lot to the figure's identity. The forehead protector is not placed on the head here, but hangs at the front of the waist with the plate and leaf symbol clearly visible, while the kunai appear both in the hands and around the belt through multiple pouch details. Because those pieces are repeated across the figure instead of appearing only once, the whole design feels more equipped and more active from top to bottom. Fukasaku is another major point of interest. Rather than being treated like a background extra, he sits firmly on the shoulder with his own expression, robe shapes, and kunai in both hands, which gives the upper half of the figure a second layer of action behind Naruto himself. That addition immediately changes the silhouette and makes this version feel more scene-driven. The pose then ties everything together. The arms cross in front of the face, the body leans forward, and the legs open wide below, so the figure reads as if it is already mid-response rather than simply standing still. That aggressive forward emphasis is what gives the sculpt its strongest visual impact. This channel brings you figure reviews and anime merchandise updates straight from Japan. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. The face is built around focus rather than exaggeration. The eyes are narrow and intense with yellow irises and a strong outline around them that makes the stare feel much sharper from the front. The mouth stays closed and compact, which keeps the expression controlled instead of explosive, and the 3 whisker marks on each cheek immediately lock the face into a very recognizable Naruto look. What makes the face especially effective is the way it is partially framed by the arms. Because the forearms cross high in front of the face, the eyes end up looking through a tighter opening, which makes the gaze feel even more concentrated. That framing effect helps the expression work harder than it would in a fully open pose. The hair uses thick, pointed spikes that spread outward in all directions rather than collapsing into one mass. The front spikes come down over the forehead in separated sections, while the side and back spikes flare outward and backward to keep the head silhouette broad and energetic. From different angles, that sharp layered hair keeps the head active even when the face is partly hidden by the pose. The upper body is driven by the crossing action of the arms. Both arms push forward, but because one rises slightly higher while the other extends more directly across the front, the figure avoids looking flat or symmetrical. Each hand grips a kunai with a visible ring pommel and wrapped handle, and those shapes are large enough to remain readable even when the pose becomes dense around the face. The jacket uses Naruto's familiar orange and black color blocking, with black running across the shoulders and sleeves and orange filling most of the torso. A zipper line runs straight down the center, creating a strong vertical division that contrasts nicely with the diagonal action of the arms. That mix of straight central structure and aggressive forward movement helps the torso stay readable even with so many overlapping parts in front. The shoulder area adds even more information. A small scroll sits near the upper back, while fukasaku is positioned above it, so the upper silhouette is not only built by Naruto's own body, but also by attached equipment and the shoulder companion. That stacking of layers gives the figure more depth from side views and rear angles, not just from the front. The lower body opens into a wide, grounded stance that gives the figure its base shape. One leg bends more deeply, while the other stretches farther outward, which creates a clear spread from hip to ankle instead of a straight downward drop. Because of that, the orange pants never read as passive fabric. The folds and seam lines follow the tension of the stance and reinforce the direction of the pose. The belt area is packed with detail. Multiple rectangular pouches hang around the waist, each with its own flap and ring at the top, and the forehead protector hangs separately at the front over the darker waist ties. That combination prevents the center of the figure from becoming empty and helps connect the torso to the legs with equipment rather than leaving a simple break at the waist. The thigh pouch and wrapped band around the upper leg add another layer on the lower half. Below that, the open-toe shinobi sandals and ankle wrappings keep the feet visually consistent with the rest of the outfit. Even though the support is visible behind one leg, the sculpt itself still delivers a very strong combat posture because the wide step, bent knee, and forward lean all point in the same direction. This figure is approximately 22 centimeters tall. That's about 8.7 inches. For size comparison, here's a 350 milliliter can. That's about 12 ounces in the US. Overall, Naruto by Banpresto stands out for the way this figure combines a sharp combat expression, dense accessory work, and a forceful battle-ready stance into one very direct sculpt. The face is one of the strongest elements here. The narrow eyes, yellow irises, and cheek markings immediately make the expression recognizable, while the closed mouth keeps the mood focused rather than overdone. Because the crossed arms partially frame the face, the gaze feels even tighter and more intense from the front. The hair also contributes a lot to the figure's impact. The thick blonde spikes spread outward in layered sections, which keeps the head silhouette broad and energetic from every angle. That sharp shape works especially well with the forward action of the pose because the head never feels visually buried under the arms. The upper body is where the figure becomes most dynamic. The crossed forearms, drawn kunai, central zipper line, and strong orange and black color separation all work together to give the torso a compact but aggressive look. On top of that, the shoulder area gains extra interest from the small scroll and from Fukasaku, who is sculpted clearly enough to feel like an active part of the scene rather than a small extra detail. The lower half keeps that same momentum through the wide stance, the angled legs, the belt equipment, and the pouch details around the waist and thigh. Those accessories do more than decorate the outfit. They help break up the body and keep the figure visually busy all the way down to the sandals. The result is a sculpt that does not rely on only one focal point because the eyes, hands, weapons, shoulder companion, and waist gear all contribute at the same time. Because of that, fans of Naruto will definitely enjoy this piece. With that focus, collectors who appreciate combat-oriented poses, recognizable outfit details, and figures with strong front-facing impact should find it a very satisfying figure. That's it for this video. If there's any part of the figure you liked, feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.